I hit this button again.
Give me send me the streaming link so I can put it on the Facebook.
Oh, okay.
Give me send me the streaming link so I can put it on the Facebook.
Oh wow. What's your name? Steven?
Stephen Anthony. Stephen Anthony.
All right, there you go.
I'm gonna clip that to Stephen waits patiently for Nate to send him the fucking link.
Okay.
More and fuck.
You ready?
Nope.
Okay.
Control C. Facebook. X.
Oh. What? Let me just do one of these.
The podcast. The recently deceased.
Diseased.
Exclamation mark. Scream 7. Starting now.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the podcast for the recently deceased. I'm your host, Nathaniel Roberts, the boss, Hoss Ferratu, here this evening with Stephen Anthony from Dark Claw Studios. How are we doing, Stephen?
I just heard myself echoing somewhere. I have no idea from where. I'm hearing it again.
It is not from over here. Oh, you have the
I have the podcast.
You have the podcast up on the YouTube, yeah.
Wow, temporal loop. Awesome, good man. I just got my temporal incursion over here, so I'm great. How are you?
I'm excellent. Always happy to get together and talk horror movies. This one especially.
Massive franchise, massive movie, lots of stuff going on, big stars. You must be excited for tonight's podcast.
I'm so excited for tonight's episode. I there's a way I could have been more excited, but we'll talk about that later in the episode. If you're tuning into the podcast for the first time, we're going to review a movie spoiler free really quickly, and then we're going to give you a warning that we are heading into Spoiler City. And we're going to deep dive this bad boy and talk about all the ins and outs and in-betweens. Tonight's episode, Scream 7. When a new Ghostface killer emerges in the town where Sidney Prescott has built a new life, her darkest fears are realized as her daughter becomes the next target. Written and directed by Kevin Williamson. Written by a few other people. Guy Busick, James Vanderbilt. Starring the famous and infamous Neve Campbell, Courtney Cox, and I believe Isabel May is the newcomer as Neve Campbell's daughter, Sidney Prescott's daughter. Yeah, the one who looks like she could be what's her name? Jennifer
Lawrence, like a young Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, is it Lawrence?
Yeah, she looks like a young Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah, like her, like could be her little sister. Of course, Jasmine Savoy Brown and Mason Gooding replying their roles as the twins from 5 and 6. Anna Camp showing up to be a total bitch. Joel McHale, I was pleasantly surprised to see.
Yeah, he was great
as Neve Campbell's husband, Sidney's husband. Of course, we got the great Matthew Lillard cameo and a bunch of other great things to talk about. So off rip, Stephen, what do you think?
Oh God, I think a lot of things. First,
spoiler free. What do you think?
So I have to just vomit it out into the internet. Anna Camp, this actress, she needs to be careful not to be typecast. She was the best friend. And I know we talked about this off camera, and I know you don't know this stuff. She was in the Mindy Kaling project as her best friend for the first year or two, and then they just kind of sort of phased her out. And she was very unlike her character in Pitch Perfect. And here, she is her character in Pitch Perfect all over again. I don't know, a little friendlier this time and a little bit maternal to the town weirdo. My first thought has nothing to do to answer your question. What did I think of Scream 7? off the bat, I'm going to give it a 7. I highly enjoyed it. For a franchise movie, I'm going to be asking you some questions. I saw Scream 1, I saw Scream 2, Scream 3, and Scream 7. For me, I rank it second out of those four. I did not see 4, 5, and 6, so I'm going to have questions for you along the way. My first question is: did Kevin Williamson, how involved was he in 4, 5, and 6? How much did he write? Because I know he kind of bowed out for Scream 3, which sucked so bad. So I thought this one was really good. So my first question to you, Haas, is how much involvement did Kevin Williamson have in 4, 5, and 6?
Uh, he didn't write 5 or 6, and he did write 4. Okay. So it looks like they've got him back for 4. I mean, 4 was like 10 years after 3. So, he definitely had a new story to tell, and 4 is actually my favorite.
Yep.
If we're gonna run down the screams in order, it's gonna be 4, 1, 5, 6, 7, 2, 3.
He was shit.
Yeah, I didn't like 2 either. I think it was it Balthazar? No, it wasn't Balthazar Getty. It was Liev Schreiber. I just wasn't ready for him to take him seriously. A few years later, I started liking him the latter half of his career. But
So Liev Schreiber, was he? I honestly forgot everything about Scream 2. Was he the villain?
I don't even remember. I know he was in the opening scene. I don't know if he died in the opening scene. I just remember hating his face.
Oh,
Just being like, I hate this guy. Why is he in this movie?
I liked him in Wolverine Origins, and I liked him in the conference call that Hugh Jackman did during the pandemic, where he pops in at the end, annoying everybody about the fact that he was in X-Men Origins. I liked him as Sabretooth.
Right. Yeah, he was fine in
He's
Sabretooth.
a kind of great actor.
Yeah. So for me, I had to give Scream 7 a 5 out of 10. It was fun. It was fun and it was fine, and it's worth seeing at least one time. And if you love Scream, you'll probably watch it a few more times. But I don't think you're gonna watch this a ton of times. Oh, it was so funny what you said about Anna Camp. It was exactly correct about her character in Hysteria. For Peacock, I believe it was a one-season series. She was exactly the same. She was like this super goody two shoes, almost too good, too righteous, and then we'll stop there until we're in spoiler territory.
Right.
Yeah, like the movie had moments, right? I loved the twins being back.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep saying Sydney's daughter. What was her name? It was Tatum.
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 Tatum as a callback to the first one, her best friend who died in a garage door.
Yeah,
probably the best kill of the first movie.
Yeah, played by Rose.
Other than Stu dying from the TV on his head.
Yep, played by Rose McGowan.
Rose McGowan. And my issue with the movie is because I don't know who the dad is. Joe McHale is not the dad; he's the stepdad.
Right.
Why is her daughter a blonde? I think you're trying a little too hard to make her look like Rose McGowan. Her name is already Tatum. Like, we get it. So, oh God, I feel like there's like an unpulled thread in my mind about how much 2 and 3 sucked. I just want to say it again, just so I can feel stated by it. As per my usual, I have not seen a good chunk of this. I have not seen 4, 5, and 6. So we'll see what fresh perspective or different perspective I can bring to the podcast. But I enjoyed 7. This is one of those occasions where I am right and the Haas is wrong. This movie was really enjoyable. And here's where we go into Ryan Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy territory with the pink elephant. Haas. They were in 5 and 6. Why would Jenna Ortega and whoever Jenna Ortega stood by
Sure.
not return for this?
So let's real quick do the we're entering spoiler city territory just in case we say something. So if you haven't seen the movie, turn back now, go watch the movie, come back, check out the episode.
Go see it. It's
It
a 7.
it was
No.
definitely a fun movie. If you don't care about spoilers, just stay tuned as we continue, as we start a political discussion that has a lot to do with Scream Seven. All
It's
right.
crazy because, okay, so for people who don't know, the way you do horror movies is how I do politics. That's my jam. I watch it. I can't stop. It's a problem. I never thought a horror movie would be connected to what's going on in the world. And, for me, we're creating a fun space here. Just, people just want to come here, chill, relax, and talk horror movies. So, we don't want to get into the weeds with this stuff. But
Right. Yeah. We're not gonna get into the weeds.
unless you're under a rock,
we're gonna
what's
talk
going
about
on
it.
right now is actually kind of sort of related to Jenna making her decision how many years ago? A year and a half, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
Not to
Yeah. It was definitely at least a year and a half ago.
right?
So Melissa Barrera posted "Free Palestine" on her Instagram or her ex or whatever the fuck,
Somewhere.
and she got fired. She got fired by the studio. She got kicked off of Scream Seven. Who fired her? Nobody know.
We know.
Who could say
Who cares?
why she got fired? All pretty obvious. In solidarity, Jenna Ortega quits Scream 7.
So big ups, massive props. I never saw you in a Scream film, but I'm going to look for the rest of your work, which is voluminous. Thank you to Jenna Ortega for being awesome.
For being so awesome and doing the right thing. Now, what does the producers of Scream have to do? Maybe Kevin Williamson didn't write Scream 7, the Jenna Ortega, Melissa Barrera version. Maybe they tapped him to write the new, we have to pay Nev Campbell $15 million.
I heard $7 million for this movie.
Yeah, or whatever it was, to show up.
Which is the largest sum she's ever gotten. Like, what the actual is going on? How do you do Scream 2, 3, 4, 5 and not get paid?
Yeah, no, exactly. And
That's some bullshit.
And right, she's literally the franchise head. I mean, I get like 4, 5, and 6, or not 4, 5, 6, and 7 was supposed to be a standalone trilogy. It was going to be an out with the old and with the new kind of setup. And yeah, we were gonna retire Nev Campbell, whether she died or not. We were gonna retire Courtney Cox. Dewey died in 5.
And Nev is in all of them except 6, right?
Yes, and it was in all of them except 6. And yeah, I was super excited. 5 and 6 were good. 5 was way better. 6 was good, and I was so excited for the new Scream. Like, this is the new Scream. Like, Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega as sisters are the final girls replacing Nev Campbell. Maybe one of them will die in 7. Maybe they'll both die in 7. But I don't think they would have killed them both, because one of them or both of them should have headed up the next trilogy,
Right.
and then been retired to the new guard the same way the old
Right.
guard was kind of getting phased out with these 3. Either way, I know I say a lot to say this. They tapped Kevin Williamson to write a Nev Campbell script, and that is definitely what you got. Scream 7, you got a Nev Campbell-led Scream that was definitely a rewrite or a brand new script from something that was probably most definitely going in a completely different direction. I did love Tatum's crew, the cast of characters that were basically lambs to the slaughter for this film.
Sure.
I do love how they brought the twins in, because they were very involved with Courtney Cox in 6. It made sense for them to be interning or at least, somehow connected. So that was fun. They didn't trash the entire cast of 5 and 6. Yeah, I know I'm getting off on a bit of a tangent. Like, we can go back and talk about, standing up for what's right, no matter what the cost.
Right.
If you like, Steven.
So artists, what I will say is that artists at their best, they serve a purpose in society, and that is to speak the truth. That's what they do. Some of them are really good at it. Some of them are really great at it. I don't even know Melissa's last name. Melissa Barrera.
Barrera, yeah.
Okay. So Melissa Barrera, apologies. Going to look out for you. Jenna, awesome. At the same time, so I was going to go into this, and I was going to be the righteous one. Oh, I'm not going to see Scream 7, except that I do this podcast. So just to segue to the point, if I can succinctly wrap up what you were saying, we got Scream 8 with the title of Scream 7 instead. Maybe that's too reductive or too simplistic. But we both committed to reviewing this movie for what it was. I thought that trilogy, movie, and now we got the movie cutting the second trilogy short, that you were going to have an issue with this movie. And I was surprised that I didn't have that issue with this movie. I enjoyed it. I gave it a 7. You give it a 5. But we spoke off camera, and you said that it not being a trilogy, that you are judging this movie, you are giving it a 5 based on what it was. And why putting words in your mouth?
No, I judged it as a standalone. I didn't judge it up against what I wanted it to be. I judged it as what it was. Absolutely. Am I disappointed I didn't get the Melissa Jenna Scream 7? Yeah. They definitely deserved it. Also, so another character you don't know, what's her name? Kirby is the name of the character, played by Save the Cheerleader, Save the World.
Heroes.
Yeah, Hayden Panettiere.
Yeah, sure.
So she comes in Scream 6, and they just left her out of Scream 7. I mean, she's an FBI agent.
And she was in Scream 4, correct?
She was in Scream 4 as a high schooler.
Okay.
So in 6, she, because she survived Ghostface in 4, she dedicated her life to law enforcement, became an FBI agent, comes to New York to investigate the Ghostface as Ghostface is now terrorizing New York City. She comes to New York, and she's awesome in the movie. So I just don't see why she wouldn't show up here as well. It's because it wasn't a New York City thing; it was a Ghostface thing. Like FBI has agency offices all over the place, right?
Right.
There's no reason for her to have been left out of Scream 7.
So, very quick analogy here. Bryan Singer does not do X3, which is garbage. They do First Class, and then he comes in for the best X-Men movie, Days of Future Past, and he takes what they did in X3 and First Class and makes it amazing. Is it possible Kevin Williamson can come back for 8 with, hopefully, people doing whatever people need to do to give the fans what they want, to get Jenna, Melissa, Nev, and Hayden all in the same movie for Scream 8? Can we do that? Can we get it? Can we get it?
So if I see Nev Campbell and or Courtney Cox in Scream 8 and they do not die, the Kevin Williamson is doing the fans and the franchise a disservice.
I'm kind of surprised we're in spoiler-free territory. I'm kind of surprised Courtney Cox didn't die in this one.
Yeah.
They
So
killed all the kids for no fucking reason, but
yeah, I know.
legacy people got to stay around. Maybe it's part of their contracts for saving the franchise.
Yeah, or like they know they're gonna make 8, so they're gonna need them. Like bringing back Jenna and Melissa, the surviving kids, and Kirby. Bringing back Hayden Panettiere for 8 would be amazing. And and leaving Nev and Courtney out, since Nev and Courtney were in 7, leave them out. Just have the new crew with Kirby.
So you're gonna make me wait until Scream 9 to get all 4 or all 5.
Right, and then in 4 is when you can kill all the legacy characters, and probably with a Melissa Barrera is the new Ghostface reveal, gets killed by Jenna Ortega, her younger sister. Jenna becomes the new Nev Campbell since she's already fucking solid gold money in Hollywood. And I would have Kirby survive as well. I would have Hayden Panettiere and Jenna Ortega move forward and kill everybody else.
So, as a segue to how much I loved Nev Campbell in this film, I will say that your Fantasy Island version of Scream 9, we can only wait and tell and wait and see. I hope Nev Campbell survives. I hope she does. I loved Nev Campbell in Scream 7.
Yeah.
Loved her.
Yeah, I'd say kill her and Courtney in 8. or just kill her in 8, kill Courtney in 9.
I want to see a survivor from the original, and I want to see a survivor from the new go into the one after that.
Right.
Um, that's if Scream has as much staying power as the Fast and Furious franchise, which should not have as much staying power as it does. Nate,
Yeah.
should we start breaking this down?
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
Okay.
I'm just staring at the Scream 6 poster and so sad that Hayden wasn't in Scream 7. All right, let me click back over to my Scream 7 tab.
Do we know why Hayden did not come back for Scream 7?
No, no. In fact, I don't think anybody was even asking. Like, I didn't see an article. I didn't see a TikTok. I didn't see anybody ask why was Kirby not in 7.
Huh.
So, I'll tell you why. Because it wasn't good. I mean, it was fine. It was fun. It was a fine movie. I'm going to call it literally on the borderline of good and bad. It is literally right there on the line of average. So many things could have made it better. Obviously, bringing Jenna.
The internet said that she had other projects / personal circumstances, which rings to me of pure, what's the word when dinosaur shit becomes a rock?
It becomes petrified.
Petrified. Pure petrified bullshit.
Yeah. Well, right. I mean, I would simply say, they were giving Nev Campbell so much money, there wasn't enough money for other actual stars.
So, I didn't want to bring this up again, but $7 million is not.
It's not a lot of money. I absolutely know.
Adam Sandler was getting $20 million for every fucking crap film he did 15 years ago.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
and I'm not saying he didn't make hits, but Click was shit.
That was
Wedding Singer was amazing. 50 First Dates was amazing. Everything else was shit.
I mean,
he gets a deal with Netflix to make 6 crap films. Neither one of us can repeat right now.
I couldn't name one of his Netflix movies.
Name one.
I couldn't.
I dare you.
I couldn't.
So,
if you're watching, put it in the comments below.
Yeah, seriously. Or live chat the Haas so he can repeat it.
Yeah, I'm watching the chat. Oh, yeah. Happy Gilmore 2, I guess, was a Netflix direct, which was excellent.
Happy Gilmore 2 was fantastic.
It was fantastic, but it was built on the legacy of a fantastic movie, and they did everything right.
Yeah. They did everything right for that movie. They were true to
the source material.
The source material. So Hayden,
we're so sorry you got bumped, Hayden. I hope it wasn't your choice, because I think you should.
There's no way it wasn't.
I think you should have said yes if it was.
But people need to get paid, man.
No, that's true.
And Nev is working for way. I don't want. God, I hear the thought balloon in my mind. I'm like, don't be insulting. Don't be insulting. Nev Campbell upped her game. I don't know what she did, but
yeah,
she was true to the character.
She was fantastic in the movie.
But I just the small, tiny choices that she made, moment by moment. If I was watching this and doing this live, I'd be like, there she goes again, and there she goes again. Just fantastic choices. I loved her in this movie. 17 million at least. I mean, she saved your franchise, man. Like, what the fuck were you gonna do without her? Let's just.
Yeah, well, I mean, the controversy around Jenna and Melissa, after that, your movie and your franchise were dead without her coming back.
Yeah, so maybe, I don't know, show some goddamn gratitude, and the fact that you didn't pay her for 2, 3, 4, and 5, because after 1, I understand not paying her for 1, but I don't, because she was the star of 1 for sure. But you had a bunch of young kids, but she was in Party of 5 at that time, and she was a very big actress. So for her to not get paid, for her to only get paid up now, and that small amount, injustice squared is my point.
Yeah. All right, so we got a movie that's a little too long, but it did feel long. Unfortunately, you don't want long movies to feel long. This felt a little long. They could have shaved a little time off it.
Was it the scenes in the bar with the twins?
Yeah, the bar
interrogating.
Yeah, the bar.
The new crew.
The bar took forever.
It did take forever.
I feel like the end was long too. Like it was just a little drawn out. The
bar took forever, yet at the same time, it felt like people weren't getting enough screen time. Like the new quirky girl, whatever her name was.
Right.
She got 1 or 2 quirky lines, and that was it. The boyfriend, who we all suspect, which going in order and breaking this down as we do, I will say that I liked Kevin Williamson's structure. I liked the callbacks to the first film, including the soundtrack, that song, whatever it is.
Red Right Hand.
Um, yeah, so I liked it, and I liked that a lot of this was a whodunit. And so the movie starts out. I believe Sydney gets a phone call where she accuses the caller of being an asshole with a voice changer.
Well, we got the cold open. The boyfriend and the girlfriend who rent the Airbnb of the original house, and this is probably the best scene in the movie. Unfortunately, like this cold open was so fantastic, so well done. Like smile on my face, laughed out loud at least once. Loved,
it was fun.
Yeah, we loved the sequence. The kills were good.
Oh, the kills were great. Like we see the kills in the trailer.
Yeah.
And that's another thing I gotta say about Scream 7. I like how it was marketed. I like how Matthew Lillard, like we didn't know if he was in it or not, but you could sort of hear his voice at the end of the trailer. So I liked what the studio did, promoting and getting this and not telling us and keeping it a mystery like Scream is supposed to be. With that said, the opening scene was great. The 2 kills were great for this couple, but this boyfriend, I gotta nitpick a little bit. What a douchebag. Your girlfriend doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Right? And you're obsessed with the ghost face killings, scream killings, whatever the stab killings, whatever the fuck they're called. And, you're into it and she's not. And after she gets scared by an animatronic or a puppet, whatever the fuck. Animatronic ghost face, you put on a ghost face costume, you dopey prick.
Well, he got it. He got his. He got kicked in the balls pretty hard. Right? Like,
did he?
Yeah. That's how she reacted to him showing up in that outfit. Yeah.
Good.
So he got his.
He deserved it.
Yeah. So he's freaking out about the house. She's like, I don't want to be here, but I'll do it for you.
Right.
He offers her the out. We can leave right now. I love you so much. She's like, no, you want to be here. We'll stay. We're already here. And that was a mistake. Because the next thing that happens, she gets the phone call, and it is Ghostface. And they die. And it was a great opener. Great cold open.
It was great because we couldn't, in Scream fashion, we couldn't tell the difference between what was the owner of the house, doing this gimmick.
Right.
At the haunted house versus, more than that, an actual killer showing up.
No, I did like that trivia.
Yeah.
Because the owner of the Airbnb called and did the Ghostface first, and they did answer these questions. You get them wrong, you die, and it was some good trivia. How old was Jason Voorhees when he drowned?
Yeah, and she was like, trick question. He didn't drown. That was great. Yeah. That was really fun.
What's great about that is like the first 2 questions I think were almost the same as the questions from the first movie, and the third question was. I want to say another trick question because it wasn't Jason Voorhees in Friday the 13th Part 1. It was his mom, Pamela Voorhees, was the answer. So they did the same trick question on the same movie, Friday the 13th Part 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was really nice.
So a lot of fun callbacks in this movie, which is why, that's what prompted my Bryan Singer, Kevin Williamson question from before. Can he come back and just combine everything? And I think he did a little bit of that here in Scream 7. I think he did it as a nod to the fans or giving the fans some stuff that they would enjoy. So, yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. So then we do go to Neve Campbell's home life. She wakes up with Joel McHale, who's a police officer. He starts putting his uniform on. He sees she runs into her daughter. They have an argument because that's the terrible teens.
Which, if you're Sidney Prescott, how guaranteed is it that you're going to marry a cop?
Right.
Right, pretty much. I wonder what she did for a living. Did they ever get into what she did for a living in the movie? Did she run that coffee shop?
Yeah. She is either the manager of the coffee shop or she owns the coffee shop, and I don't think they did differentiate. But okay. I mean, they had. I think it was more implied that she was the owner because of the fact she had a gun in the safe.
Right.
So yeah, I don't think you'd do that if you just managed the coffee shop or
Okay.
I don't think you'd have access to it if you if just managed the coffee shop. Um, but also she wrote the book, right? So she definitely had to sign off on Stab. So like she's got to have residuals that she's pretty well to do. Um,
Okay, so she's able to just go to a nice little town that shops local and doesn't have a big corporate influence, and she's able to open up a coffee shop. So that makes sense because I'm going to have questions about what she wrote, what Sydney wrote in her book, and how much detail she went into. Because when the killer shows up, he claims to be from her past, and I want to know if it's not him, how an impersonator would know the stuff that the impersonator knows.
Sorry, I'm answering the chat. Um, yeah, ask away. I probably have the answers.
Okay, so Stu shows up and he's scarred from the TV apparently being dumped on his face. And he says, I always had a thing for you, Sid. And it's that classic line from the first movie. Now, as much as I love Easter eggs and stuff being thrown to us fans, how would, if it's not Stu, so it has to be Stu, because how would somebody who's not Stu know that to put that line in there?
So, this is a bit of a deep dive. So the fan theory on Stu is that he and Billy Loomis were secret gay lovers. So did he really have a crush on Sydney? Probably not. Would any teenage boy saying they have a crush on a pretty teenage girl be believable? Yes. I think this is a very generic line that doesn't necessarily need to actually have been true to be said and heard and understood and believed.
Okay, he, I got that. Well, he says it in the first movie. How does the person who is not him, pretending to be him, know to say it? Is it a lucky fucking guess? There's no way.
All right, okay. So then you have her book, and you have the original Stab movie, which they say through the franchise that the Stab movie was pretty damn close to what actually happened. There were so many, witnesses and like accounts. Courtney Cox's
Okay,
character, because she wrote the book. She wrote a book too.
right.
So
Coming out of darkness or something.
yeah, no, that was Nev Campbell's book. Courtney's book was more of a expose on like the crimes and stuff.
Right. They both have books. So the information is out there, and if you're watching Scream 7 for the first time, or if you're like me and you missed 4, 5, and 6, there is a line in there, a little bit of exposition. It was fantastic, where Joe McHale is talking to Sydney, and he's just saying, your daughter wants to know you, specifically about what happened. And Nev Campbell just fantastically delivers a line. Everything's out there. It's an open book. You can do a deep dive anytime. There's a book, there's a movie, there's the internet. So, but that did not answer my question. I had to tap the resource of the Nosferatu to answer that question.
Yes. Also, that is not what Tatum wants. Tatum wants an intimate revelation. She wants her mom to tell her version of the story.
Yeah,
She doesn't want to go out there and read about it. She doesn't want to watch the Stab movies.
right.
She's actually over the fantasticizing of the events. She wants to know what happened to her mom and how she felt about it and how she got over it and became this strong, infamous woman who has defeated a you know two serial killer team, not count because you can't count Scream 6 5 times. And she's about to do it again. like so she wants to know that version of her mom. She doesn't want to know her mom, you know?
Right.
And she keeps getting disappointed until later in the
Until
film.
the end of the movie
Until the end
when
of the
they resolve that. I thought it brought a lot of humanity to the film. I thought, as writers, we have to put ourselves in our characters' heads and find out, what their voices sound like, what their questions would be. So I thought that was a great dynamic between Sydney and Tatum. Should Sydney have named her daughter, Tatum, after her best friend who died in a fucking garage door?
Um, I mean, I'm okay with it. I don't hate it. I thought it was weird that it was Tatum. I feel like Rose McGowan's character in that first movie was kind of the bitchy friend on the outskirts of the friend group. Um, I can't remember the other girl, but I feel like she would have. I thought I just felt like she was better friends with that one. But I mean that's all.
Was there another girl? I haven't seen Scream 1 in forever.
Yeah. I mean I think there's 3 girls and 3 guys. Like they do pretty much a friends with it. Because it's Jamie Kennedy, right? Jamie Kennedy, Matthew Lillard, and
Skeet Ulrich.
Skeet Ulrich, and then it's Nev Campbell, Rose McGowan, and had to be someone else.
I'm not sure if that's true. That might be fake news.
Just a 5-person friend group? Come on.
I think so.
No way.
Because that's kind of what made like Jamie Kennedy the virgin of the group.
Okay, well.
Matthew Lillard was with Rose McGowan and Skeet Ulrich was with Nev Campbell.
Well, they did kill Drew Barrymore in the cold open, and her character's name was.
She was with Steve. I remember that.
Right. Yeah, there is no. There is no third girl. It was 5 of them. Yeah, look at you.
Look at this guy.
Yeah, hoss the hoss. Well, it had to happen sometime. I haven't watched Scream enough. I watched Scream 4 way more because it's so much better.
I'll accept that. That seems like an acceptable answer.
Scream 4 really is good for you Scream fans who just maybe missed it. It's
well, that's because Scream 3 put such a shit taste in my mouth with that supernatural bullshit, and everybody who's been watching this podcast knows how much I like my supernatural horror movies. It's my bread and butter. It did not belong in Scream. It just didn't.
Certainly didn't.
And Wes Craven comes back to fuck up the Scream franchise the way he fucked up the Hills Have Eyes franchise. So they bring back Hills Have Eyes. It's amazing. It's one of my favorite horror movies and one of the few that I've actually seen. And then they make a sequel, and Wes Craven and I think his son are involved, and it's trash. They try to do what the French guys did with the remake, sequel, garbage, just not very well done. And he's like, okay, let me fuck up Scream. So then when I see Hayden Panettiere, or Panettiere, whatever, no offense, Hayden, come back for Scream 4, I'm like, okay, they're revitalizing this with the hot actress right now, and I just cannot care less. There's only so many Batmans I can see. There's only so many Spider-Mans I can tolerate. There's only so many reiterations of it. And so Scream 4, not knowing what you know now, or what we know now, trilogy, movie, to me seemed like money grab. And I can't stand that shit. Harry Potter Part 7, Part 1, and Harry Potter Part 7, Part 2. Fuck you. Just make a movie, damn it. So that's why I didn't see Scream 4.
So 2 things about the Scream franchise. I know we're not really talking about 7, but what the fuck? We're talking about Scream.
Yes,
is that Scream was always meta horror, right? And
right.
Wes Craven always liked to play around with meta horror. That's his first dance with being meta was, of course, through the Nightmare on Elm Street series with the Freddy Krueger character, and he actually did break the fourth wall in New Nightmare.
Please don't say, he's going to say Wes Craven's New Nightmare.
He did.
So I saw 3 first, which is the best one, and then I saw 1, which was, great. They made a franchise. They made a movie house.
Yeah.
God bless them. 2, garbage. I saw 4 and 5, which was just horror movie.
They were fine.
Teen slasher shit. 6, so terrible. So horrible.
That was the one with the kid, right? The baby? Or was
it's
that?
New Nightmare. It's the one where
6
the actress is playing the actress being hunted down by ugh. So, yeah, I would say Wes Craven is open to meta, but I'm going to say he fucked up the Freddy franchise there, too.
Right. Well, that was his first dance. Like, New Nightmare was kind of like him testing the waters for Scream 1, I think, at least conceptually. And then you make Scream. And Scream is about horror movies. It's a horror movie about horror movies.
Yeah.
Scream 2 is about sequels. It's a horror movie about horror movie sequels. Scream 3 is about trilogies. 10 years later, Scream 4 is about reboots. 10 years later, Scream 5 is about requels.
Okay.
What's a requel? Well, it feels like a reboot, but it's actually a sequel to the original trilogy,
Okay.
or to the franchise. So and five, the requel commentary is one of the things that makes it stand out as being as good as it is. So then six, what are you gonna do? Requel, sequel, meta commentary? No, there's no meta commentary in six. It's a horror movie. They changed the setting to New York City to try and make it cool and interesting. It was a fine movie. The way seven was a fine movie. It was not good or great or wonderful.
All
Set.
right. So I may have misspoken because I didn't know what you just said. Is it possible that so there's no Jamie Kennedy? Is there a Jamie Kennedy character in this movie? Isn't there somebody
Yeah,
talking about? I thought one of the twins.
it's the twin girl,
Yeah, the twin girl
but
put like the meta
he
aspect
starts
to it.
she starts to talk about the rules in the bar, and her brother shuts her down. Um, and in six, she talks about the rules, and in five, she's the one who calls it a requel and talks about the requel rules.
So why
Um,
the brother shut it down in this movie? Was that just a bad writing choice?
well, because once again, like six, I don't think seven is meta horror. I don't think it has commentary on the genre. I think it's just a horror movie.
So are they punching themselves in the dick, not accessing something that is really in? I'm not gonna say in their lane. It's their lane.
It is their lane. They essentially invented meta
Yeah,
horror with Scream One. Like Wes
yeah.
Craven, good job. Like we love our meta horror now. Cabin in the Woods, one of the best meta horror movies of all time. But without Scream One, does it ever even happen? Um, so Scream six and seven, once again, six no meta commentary. They changed the setting to New York City. Scream seven no meta commentary. They changed the setting to Neve Campbell's new hometown where she's trying to get away from it all, and they just lean on the Neve Campbell storyline, and they made a slasher, and it was fine. Like I'm not saying that they need to be meta to be good. I'm saying that they made a regular horror movie, could have been called Stab Seven, and had no legacy characters in it, and it would have been just as good as it was as Scream Seven. Um, that's why I don't think that highly of six or seven as much as I really loved five, um, and of course four and one are like the two best in the franchise.
So Kevin Williamson going forward for our Fantasy Island sequels. Take notes. Haas is giving them away
That's
for
right.
free.
That's right.
Yep.
All you gotta do is call.
Yep.
Uh, oh,
BasementMedia.Online, Kevin.
Kevin Williamson. While I'm here, sick was terrible. You should be ashamed of yourself. Um,
Low blow.
well, you brought up the pandemic, which reminded me that Kevin Williamson wrote and put out a movie called Sick, which was essentially almost exactly Scream Six, just not in a city, and it was based on the pandemic instead of the Ghostface copycat storylines. Um, and I'm not going to go any further. You can watch Scream Six and Sick on your own and see how they're exactly the same. And I don't even know which one came first. And I know that they didn't credit Kevin Williamson with writing Six, so maybe it was the Six writer who ripped off Sick. Maybe, yeah, who knows? Just Kevin Williamson trying to make a Scream movie outside of the Scream franchise. They even use the same fucking knife, like the exact same knife that the Ghost killers use. Like,
So I guess the question here is, does Kevin Williamson have another story in him? So
yeah,
Darkwake, Peekaboo, and what is I'm not going to give out the title, but B. Humes and I are working on something, and of course, no one's coming. Wish Me Not, Last Laugh, and She Deserved to Live. We both have several stories in us. Does Kevin Williamson only have one story?
I mean, it sure does look like it. I'm not going to go ahead and say that, but it sure does look like it.
But it would be awesome to see Kevin Williamson on something different.
Yeah, do something.
right?
I
Jordan
okay.
Peele's out there
I have
making horror movie after horror movie that's just awesome and different each and every single time. Ryan Coogler, God bless, coming from Black Panther and Fruitvale Station, making Sinners. Kevin, show us what you got.
yeah.
Yeah,
I have one more comment about this movie that's probably not Kevin Williamson's fault. Um, all right, we just reviewed Five Nights at Freddy's 2,
loved it.
which did a horrible, horrible thing in casting McKenna Grace and then putting her in 10 minutes of the movie. Okay, Scream 7, what the fuck? McKenna Grace is an amazing up and coming young actress.
Is she in Scream 7?
She's in Scream 7.
Who
She's the
fuck was she?
first one to die after the cold open. It's the girl in the fucking in the wings when she's
Oh, that's her?
yeah, that's McKenna
Okay,
Grace.
so I enjoyed her character.
No, she
I
was
thought she was a little way too patient with the
oh with the guy with the
tech
kid,
guy.
yeah, with the tech guy, yeah.
She's up in wings in a play, and I was like,
Yeah.
okay, I get it. That's a vulnerable situation. Why you? I get it. Okay, in a world when everybody's not going to like kill you, I could see how it's kind of normal to audition or practice whatever. But yeah, in a horror movie, see that would have been a great meta horror movie commentary if the twin had said, in a horror movie, don't leave yourself in a vulnerable position. Don't practice your lines with one nerd,
Yeah.
determining your life with wires on your back. That would have been great.
Yeah. So once again, this girl is like second lead in the Ghostbusters franchise. She's I don't know who she is in Young Sheldon, but she's in Young Sheldon. She is Five Nights at Freddy's. She's now Scream, but like, what else is she? Like, she's in so many things.
So is Hollywood just tapping a resource just for the sake of tapping a resource and then not utilizing it properly? Not that people are but from their point of view, number crunching and whatnot, it seems like that's what you're telling me.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah. So she's in like the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. She's in the Annabelle franchise. She's plays young Captain Marvel in the flashbacks. Like, she's in so many big franchises. I think they said like 12 franchises she's in, and you have this actress who is like literally 18. I mean, I don't know if that's true, but
So what's her
I'm on
agent
her.
doing? Is her agent burning her candle at both ends? Like, maybe save some. I don't know.
Yeah, she'll be 19 in June. They have this so that
Happy
she's
birthday.
yeah, so she's like brand new on the scene. She's all over the place. She's in every fucking franchise. She's in a
So is Zendaya.
huh?
So is Zendaya, who's in every trailer I see.
Right, right. And it was but they're not killing off Zendaya after 10 minutes. That's what I'm saying. Like,
Right, they kept her in Dune. We could see her in the sequel. They kept
yeah.
her in
Oh,
whatever.
she'll be in,
Spider-Man.
she'll be in Dune 3. Absolutely. He
She'll be in Spider-Man 19.
Paul does marry her instead of. Oh no, he doesn't. He spurns her and marries the daughter of the emperor. But
So, in the podcast for the recently deceased, if we ever go down a rabbit hole or two, that's an indicator. We didn't love this movie.
yeah, I mean it was good, but we did not love it. You know.
So, let's because
All right. Yeah. Let's wrap it up. But let's
we
talk.
do have the B Humes.
Yeah.
Why you want to wrap up?
Yeah.
I was like, let's hit the bullets of the important kills.
Well,
Did you
that's
have
what
any-
that's what I was about to say. I was like, let's wrap
Do
it
you have
up.
any favorite kills, Haas?
I was gonna
Come
say,
on.
yeah, I was gonna say,
Scream.
I was gonna.
I'm watching. I'll say this. I'm watching the movie. People are dying in fun, awesome ways, and I'm like, Haas is going to love this movie. And we saw it in a movie that had just only a few douchebags in the back. And we go out to eat after, and you give me your number, and you give me a 5, and I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, all the kills in great inventive, mind you, also true to the original, true to the source material, Scream ways. So I didn't understand your score up until we did this podcast. Tell me about the kills,
Okay,
Haas.
all right. So what I was going to say real quick was let's wrap up, but let's talk about the good first. We've been talking about the bad, so let's highlight what we both loved about this movie.
Yes.
And yes, okay, I will say the kills. The kills were fantastic. A couple of them unnecessarily CG heavy, but the kills were so fantastic it would have been pretty hard to do practically. Um, I really enjoyed the boyfriend and girlfriend in the house at the beginning.
I love the girlfriend. They put it in the trailer,
Yeah,
and I'm with the B Humes, and she responded to the movie the exact same way she responded to the trailer. That's how good that kill is.
yeah,
You know, she's just dangling on the second floor, and she's falling, and
falls. Yeah,
Ghostface is there, and he's got his knife, and he turns over, and bam!
yeah,
And at some point later on, in about 5 minutes, we're gonna have to talk about Ethan Embry being in this film.
right. Because that was him, right? No, that Ethan Embry was the orderly, right?
Yeah.
So
But there were three ghost faces in this movie, right? That's the twist, is that there wasn't two. It's Anna Camp and Ethan Embry, we're way past spoilers,
yeah,
that are the ghost faces, that are the killers.
they were the
Ethan
they were
Embry
also the
lies.
they were also
So
the
we're going
obvious
up against
ghost faces.
a AI version of Stu. Is it Stu or is it AI? So I like that Scream kept current and that AI is a very big part of the
Part of the
conversation.
yep.
So that's part of the meta-ness that the twin didn't have to not talk about.
Right.
So we're wondering if this is it. And then her and Gail, Sydney and Gail, go to this asylum, this whatever, and they find this crazy kid that they think that did it. And holy shit, he has a roommate. It's John Doe, which is Stu. And what I really loved about this movie, and I remember asking you about, here's a question I had that's a very, very deep dive question. If it's not Stu and it's AI, and they had to get Stu and they had to get him using language that, okay, they wrote books about, they whatever, that details out there. Whoever created the AI of him, if it is AI, if this orderly is lying and it's not the real him, then they aged him and they got the scars from the TV.
Right.
And Kevin Williamson bringing everybody back, the mom from the second movie,
Yep.
great actress. What's her name? I'm blanking.
Oh,
The Roseanne actress, JFK.
yeah.
Laurie Metcalf.
Laurie Metcalf.
Phenomenal actress. She reprises her role. The brother from Scream 3 or 2 or 4, something. He reprises his role. And Dewey reprises his role. And
Yep.
they're all aged because Kevin Williamson or whoever produced this movie is doing something awesome and bringing back all of our favorite actors in the AI version. But if we're going to make it real, they're going to have to be aged because they weren't de-aged. So if they're not real, then they aged them. And then, at a certain point in the movie, I know I'm all over the place, the boyfriend, like a douche, a computer expert, whatever the fuck that means, makes himself into an AI of Stu just to see if it was possible. You fucking numbnuts. Without telling your girlfriend, the target,
Yeah.
that's what you're doing. You stupid ass.
Well-
You're almost as fucking dumb as the first dummy in the first kill scene.
That was the homage to Scream 1, Billy Loomis, when the cell phone drops out of his pocket, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so that was like the where he gets caught.
And he's being called Billy Loomis 2.0
Yeah.
by the Marcy people. So that was
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah. So I also liked the Varsine kills. They had something that was really hot got put on someone's face and it like peeled off, right? That definitely happened.
I vaguely remember that.
Yeah, it's been a week.
It has been a week.
Yeah, I mean, once again, like you can't take a 5 as a bad thing. Remember, we rate out of 10, so a 5 sounds really low, but if you convert it to a 5-star scale, it's 2.5 stars. Just like a 6 is 3 stars, and people think 3-star movies are good all over the place, right? So when I give a movie a 5 or a 6, it's still a fine movie. It's just not something I'm gonna buy.
It's really funny you should say that. I was gonna say that for you when we were talking earlier about you being wrong, giving it a 5. All right, you weren't wrong. This movie's a Nosferatu 5.
Yeah, it's a Haas 5.
It doesn't defeat Send Help for the top movie of the year.
Nope.
But what I will say about this movie, the point that I want to make, for what it is, a franchise film that we both rating it for what it is, with that whole conversation being established, way better than Megan 2.0, way better, years ahead of I Know What You Did Last Summer, that
Oh,
had that god awful fucking line at the end of the movie. Oh, this person who tried to kill us? Oh my god, she's alive. Scream 7 did not fuck that up at all. If
yeah.
there is a Fantasy Island, Scream 8, Scream 9, they didn't say, oh, let me set up the next movie this way, which this movie has a right to do, being meta, and didn't. So that's why I got to give Scream 7 a way higher score than I gave I Know What You Did Last Summer, which I think I gave. I don't know, that movie might have pissed me off. It might have given me like a 4 or a 5.
Yeah, I think I gave it a
What I'm
5.
saying?
I think I gave it a 5. And honestly, if we go back and find out that I gave it a 5, I'm just going to up Scream 7 to a 6 in principle. It deserves to be at least 1 point higher than I Know What You Did Last Summer reboot. That movie was awful.
That movie, fuck me. That movie. And then she shows up at Brandy's house at the end, and yes, this is rabbit tangent number 3. Oh God, just so God, there was so much better. And this movie, while not the movie we wanted or hoped for, did not make mistakes. And I will say it for a second time, if you're asking me what I like about this movie, Neve Campbell's phenomenal performance.
Oh, she was fantastic in this movie.
So good. And let's talk about Courtney Cox. How does she do in this movie?
She was fine. I mean, she's never really impressed me that much as an actress, but she...
Not even in Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren?
Not even in Masters of the Universe with Dolph Lundgren, as much as I loved that movie as a kid. No, she is typical Gal Weathers. I mean, she's good at that character, and she plays Gal very well.
So at this point, is it kind of like Ian McKellen playing Gandalf?
It's almost second nature for her to be Gal
Hugh
Weathers.
Jackman, Wolverine. She's just showing up, and
to me, as far as I'm concerned, right? She just shows up. She's Gal. I would like to bring up real quick Isabel May, who played Tatum. She was really good. She was really good. She wasn't just some young blonde. She was great. I hope she gets some good stuff post Scream 7, thanks to Scream 7. I hope this projects her a little bit.
So she won the lottery in the sense that, for the rest of her life, she can go to horror conventions and just, sell selfies for at least $25 from this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did she hit the lottery? Is she going to be in Scream 8, 9, 10 when they kill off Neve? Does she take over?
So she could be, right? Like,
right.
Yeah, I was just checking her credits. She doesn't have anything besides TV until Scream 7. So yeah, yes. Like, there's no reason, if you are not going to bring Melissa and Jenna back, and you are going to kill off Neve Campbell, or let her retire peacefully, and there will be a new school of Ghostface copycats, and they will have a new reason to go after the legacy. I think there's no reason not to use Tatum. She was a great actress. She's now been introduced. Joel McHale is obviously they're going to have him survive, and he's a cop. So there's no reason not to bring him back.
Yeah.
If you're going to bring Neve back, yeah, like 7 was unfortunately disappointing because I wanted a different 7. But now that I've gotten this 7 and it was a fine movie, I think I could enjoy 8. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like 8,
yeah.
if 8 is a sequel to 7 and has the characters from 7 and then continues the storyline from 7,
So wait, you want to see 8 being a sequel to 7? You don't want it to be the Fantasy Island where we get old school and new school together?
No. I mean, I'll take either. I'm just saying if Melissa and Jenna are off the table,
it'd be so great to get them back on the table.
right? But yes, of course. But having 8 be a sequel to 7,
right?
I'm all in. I'll be glad for it. Especially
Ethan Embry, who we love in Elm and the Wolf, phenomenal movie, and just that was his movie and he carried it so well. He is the orderly that misdirects Stu. Stu is AI. It's this fucking guy.
It's this guy.
And he's Ghostface number 2 out of 3, right?
Was there a third one? Who was it? Was it Lucas? It wasn't Lucas.
It was like, wasn't there like the first one, and they find it was like some crazy guy. That's what led them
Oh, right.
to
Yeah,
Ethan Embry, who was
yeah.
then later.
There was a stooge. Yeah, there was a Ghostface stooge that they killed.
Right. So
Yeah,
there's three ghost faces instead of two, which was a nice twist.
and Anna
And
Camp is the mastermind. She manipulates the orderly, and the orderly basically subcontracts to the stooge.
and the motivation is because Sydney's book, where she gives Gail what she always wanted in an interview, Gail pushes a little too hard because even though they're friends, she's still Gail Weathers.
Yeah,
So I loved all that.
yeah. She's just a
She has a book, and this book is very inspiring, and it inspires her to come out of her own darkness and leave her asshole husband. And so naturally, when you have a weird, socially inept son that is obsessed about the Ghostface killings and goes to the coffee shop of the victim, and you have to apologize for him constantly, naturally you actually put on the Ghostface mask and try to kill her using your son as a deflection. You sick fuck.
Yeah, one of the Ghostfaces even kills the son, whether it was the mom or the orderly, which is, and she was like, she's like, he was worthless anyway. Like, okay, you're a crazy lady.
So
right, she didn't leave her husband. She killed her husband. That was her test. The book allowed her to kill her abusive husband and get away with it. She used that book as a tool.
Okay. And at one point, the movie keeps going. After all the kills happen, and the victims survive, or the final girls survive. Great line where Nev Campbell is called, whatever she's called, like yesterday's news or whatever, and she's like, "Oh, fuck you," and so that was great. I know I just butchered that line. But the movie goes on, and I'm thinking, oh, okay, one of the ghost faces is alive. We didn't see him die. B. Humes and I both missed it. You saw, was it the Ethan Embry ghost face die? How did that happen?
Yeah, he took a headshot. He came right. He tried to go right at the daughter. As soon as the chaos started, he put the knife up, went straight for the daughter, and immediately took a single bullet headshot from, I believe it was Courtney Cox, but it might have been Nev Campbell.
So
it was
go for the head is the thing in this movie. One of the things, if we're talking about what we liked, the cat and mouse.
It was definitely Nev Campbell.
The phone and the technology and guiding her daughter through like this maze almost, and when to shoot. I loved it. They put it in the trailer without spoiling it, without ruining it. So watching it was fun and it was great. But the daughter doesn't shoot him in the head when she says, "You got to shoot him in the head." Like, shoots him in the chest. He's down. Shoot him in the head. You got to do it. You got to do it now. It would have been ultra unrealistic if a girl who is not a killer or psychopath just shoots a human being, even if it was. Come on, that would have been bullshit.
Yeah, it was hard to get her to shoot in the beginning.
So that was like a theme that ran throughout this movie.
Yeah, it was hard to get her to shoot to begin with, which was nice and realistic.
Yeah.
She's a 17-year-old girl, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Scream 7.
We were all over the place, but I think we covered everything.
I think we got there. I gave it a 5, a 6. If I know what you did last summer as a 5. I think I gave it a 4 though. When you said 4, I was like, I think 4 sounds right.
Yeah, I think I remember that movie pissing me off, and I remember it going like 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, back up to 5. No, it's a 4.
No, it's
so that 5 may stick. So Nathaniel C. Roberts, author of No One's Coming, BasementMedia.Online gives it a 5. Stephen Anthony with DarkCoastStudios.com gives it a 7. Go see Scream 7.
Go see Scream 7, and tune into the podcast next week.
Yeah, so some BTS. We're probably going to go see Undertone this weekend.
Oh, sure.
In a non-South Side cinema. Probably going to go to Binghamton or something.
Oh, okay.
And get some cool seats because I'm not waiting until Tuesday to watch that movie, and I'm not watching it with a bunch of assholes. So I'll be traveling an hour away from where we live.
All right, sounds good. Well, Stephen, you enjoy that movie, and we'll be talking about that one next for anybody still with us. I'm the Hosferatu, and we'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.